And welcome to the River Dome for Skyline and Huron women's volleyball right here on City TV Sports. We're about to get underway. I'm Pete Poyer, bringing you all the action here. Teams have been introduced, and the teams are on the floor and about ready to get started.
In the River Domes in the SEC Conference, sportsmanship is key. So we ask that you please support your
Huron
team
will start
positively.
service,
Cheer for your team.
and for Huron to be
Let our
Alyssa
officials do
Miller
their job. Thank you.
with the first serve of the match. And a nice spike by Skyline's Caroline Gallagher. Kelsey Aronson was unable to dig that ball out of bounds, and it'll be Skyline serve. And a point to Skyline. They're up 1-0. So that's Caroline Gallagher serving. And the spike by Maggie Halloran is long. A point for the Riverettes. Nice job by Kristen Violetel. Was able to get it over the net and tip it off the Skyline player and out of bounds, so another point for Huron. Well, that's served by Violetel too long.
Ball's long, point Skyline, side out Skyline.
Point for Skyline. Evens it up at 2-2.
Katie Austin.
This match is best 3 out of 5. And Melissa Chime with the serve for Skyline. And they take out of bounds off the hands of Gabby Skipstat. And another point for Huron. Serve for the Rats by Alyssa Miller. And a nice spike by Maggie Halloran for the Eagles. And Skyline evens it up. Halloran will serve. And Huron can't recover, so Skyline takes the lead, 4-3.
Serving for the Eagles, number 13, Maggie Halloran.
And an ace for Halloran.
Point Skyline.
Tipped off the net, but over. Now set for Skyline. And another spike for Halloran, and another point for Skyline. Skyline with a 3-point advantage here in the first game. A nice save by Skyline. And a nice spike for Huron by Erica Hotchkiss. And Huron back to within 2. And it'll be Maggie Hannaford dropping back to serve for the Riverettes. Point for Skyline.
Called out, point for Skyline.
As that volley was out of
In for
bounds.
Skyline number 11, Alexa Pinsky. Pinsky back to serve.
That's too long, out of bounds. Another point for Huron.
Now serving for Huron number 11, Erica Hotchkiss.
Nice one there by Katie Austin, just inside the line,
Number 10,
down the net, and another point for Skyline. Huron can't handle that. Another point for Skyline. Eagles now have their biggest lead of the game so far. Hunter State's serve is into the net.
Now back to serve number 8, Sarah Edwards.
Another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, Sound Eagles. Now serving the libero, number 1, Gabby Skifstad.
Skifstad's serve is too long. Service back to Huron, and another point for the Eagles, or the Riverettes, excuse me.
Serving Huron number 6, Alyssa Miller.
Go Huron.
Can't handle that serve. Riverettes come up with another point. There's Alyssa Miller serving. Poor communication on the Eagles' part. Can't handle the serve, so now Huron within 1, 10-9. Serve into the net, Skyline ball.
Skyline side out Eagles. Now for Skyline number 6, Danielle Sarnes. Back to serve number 7, Caroline Gallagher.
And a nice tip over net by Maggie Hannaford for another Huron point.
Now serving for Huron number 10, Kristen Little.
Nice play by Huron's Gabriella Jacquerie. And that knots it up at 11. And that ball just inbounds. Another point for Huron. Huron down 4. They came back, now have retaken the lead. Can't handle that serve. Skyline will take a timeout. Huron came back, storming back into the lead. They were down 9-5 at one point. Have outscored the Eagles 8-2 since then, and to take a 2-point lead here in game number 1. This match is best 3 out of 5. Every game up to 25, must win by 2. Quick timeout over. And Violet Hill will serve for Huron. And that spike is too long, and it'll be a point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, side out Eagles. Now back in for Skyline number 14, Katie Austin.
Timeout got them some quick results as they scored a point and now have the service back. Nice block. And Huron can't handle it. It's Skyline point, and they retie it at 13.
Good serving number 9, Melissa Chimay. Point Huron, side out the Rats.
Another point for Huron as Skyline can't handle the volley. Kelsey Aronson serving for Huron. A Skyline point. Huron, too many hits. Only get 3.
Number 13, Maggie Halloran.
Ball is long. Another point for Skyline.
Ball is long. Point Skyline.
Nice stick there by Hotchkiss. Longest point of the match so far. And finally tipped over the net by Gallagher, and point for Skyline. A lot of back and forth play between these two teams. Long points. And another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
Danielle Sarnes with the point that time for Skyline. And they take a 3-point edge once again. Long. Another point for Skyline.
Huron was in the net. Point Skyline.
And a nice spike by Allie Austin for Skyline.
Takes a timeout.
This time it'll be a timeout for Huron. Skyline, after that timeout, really responded. They were down 13-11 and have come back with an 8-1 run of their own. They have the 5-point advantage. And within 6 points of taking game 1. Head coach for the Skyline Eagles is Cassie Petoskey. And for the River Rats, the head coach is Tony Kummer with assistant coach Nam Kim. Both teams back out onto the court. Are you ready to resume play? Maggie Halloran will serve for Skyline. Off the hands of Violetel, another point for Skyline. And another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
Time Austin responsible for the point that time. Both teams fighting hard for this point. Can't block it, and Skyline with another point.
Point Skyline.
The referees are having a get-together. I don't think they're going to change anything, but just a clarification maybe. And everybody's back in place. And Halloran back to serve again for Skyline. Nice play there to get it over the net. And that ball too far, and Huron gets points. Stops the Skyline run.
Serving for Huron number 7, Maggie Hannaford.
That was an 11-1 run by the Eagles. And another point for Huron. Maggie Hannaford serving for Huron. And she gets the ace and another point for Huron. Nice save by Huron. And the spike by Katie Austin, and then
Skyline side out Eagles.
Skyline gets the points.
Now in for Skyline.
They're now
number
within
11,
2 of
Alexa
taking game
Pinsky.
number 1.
Pinsky back to serve. Huron side out Riverettes. Now serving number 11, Erica Hotchkiss.
Another spike by Austin. Huron can't handle.
Skyline side out Eagles. Now in number 10, Hunter Stites.
Well, game point for Skyline here, 24-18. Stites will serve for Skyline. Now nice dink over the nets, and Huron gets the point. Bring it back to within 5.
Serving for Huron number 8, Sarah Edwards.
Sarah Edwards serving for Huron. And that's going to do it. Huron can't handle it. Skyline takes game 1, 25-19. We'll take a quick break and be back with game number 2 right here on City TV Sports.
Be a part of creating television for your community. Come on into the Community Television Network, CTN, where we offer free services like production training, facilities, and airtime to Ann Arbor residents and nonprofit groups. CTN, where Ann Arbor is on TV.
And we're back for game number 2. Skyline taking game number 1, 25-19. Serving for the Eagles will be Caroline Gallagher. And we're all set, ready to go. We're underway here in game number 2. That spike is long, point Skyline.
Ball's long, point Skyline.
And a nice tip shot by Violetel. And Huron gets our first point.
Now serving for Huron number 6, Lisa Miller.
Miller will drop back to serve for the Riverettes. That's too long. Another point for Huron.
The ball is long, point Huron.
Poor communication there by the Eagles, and Huron gets another point. Point for Huron.
Subbing for Skyline number 14, Katie Austin.
Too many hits for Huron. Skyline gets the point and the serve back.
4 hits called on Huron. Point, Skyline, side out Eagles.
Chime serving for Skyline. Surrounded the ball, but no one took charge.
Serving number 10.
Let's go dig that one out.
Kristen Valletto.
Serve way long. Side out Skyline.
Serve was long, point Skyline.
Side out right here.
The ball's called long, point Huron.
Spike too long, point Huron.
Now serving number 9, the libero, Kelsey Aronson.
Serve is too long, another point for Skyline.
The ball was long, point Skyline, side out Eagles. Now back in for Skyline number 11, Alexa Pinsky. Pinsky back to serve.
Substitution. Sarge sits down. Crispin comes in for Skyline. It's too long, out of bounds. Point Skyline. Got the Huron lead to 1 now. Spike is into the net by Halloran. Point Huron.
Now serving number 7, Maggie Hannaford.
That's too far. Another point for Huron.
Point for Huron.
We'll go back out to their 3-point advantage. Spike by Halloran is good. Point Skyline.
Now for Skyline number 10, Hunter Stice. Stice back to serve.
Everyone cares about
and block at the net, no good for Huron. Skyline with another point. Too many hits for Skyline. And Huron gets a serve back and the point.
Point Huron, side out River Rats. Now back to serve number 11, Erica Hotchkiss.
And that return is out of bounds. Huron point. Serve just over the net for Huron. Volley too wide, another out of bounds play, another point for Huron. And And Skyline will call timeout. It's worked very well for head coach Cassie Petoskey in the first game. Skyline was down and then came back with a big run, which led to their win in game number 1, which they took 25-19. Miscommunication by Skyline, and Huron takes the points. Way out of bounds, another point for Huron.
Substitution for Skyline number 14, Katie Austin.
For Huron, they go out to the 7-point advantage, 14-7 here in game number 2. Seem to have solved any of their communication issues from game number 1 and have put it together here in game number 2 and take the big 7-point edge. Can't save that one, and Huron gets another point.
Skyline takes their second timeout.
Another timeout. Timeout over. Team's back out on the court. Serving for the Rats will be Erica Hotchkiss. And that out of bounds. Another Huron point.
Point Huron.
Another point for Huron. It's coming fast and furious for the River Rats, and Skyline seeming to lose their composure a little bit here in game number 2. And that's bad out of bounds, and finally Skyline stops the run. Skyline cutting the Huron lead to 9 points. Got a long road back. And that's out of bounds. Point for Skyline.
Ball is out. Point Skyline.
Skips that serve is into the net. Point Huron.
Side out River Rats. Now serving number 8, Sarah Edwards.
And Huron unable to return. Skyline with the point. They're going to have to go on a run similar to what the one they had in the first game. They went on an 11-1 run. They're going to need something like that to get back in this game. Volley into the net. Skyline points.
Point Skyline.
Gallagher's
serve is long and out of bounds. Point for Huron.
Now serving for Huron, number 6, Alyssa Miller.
Skyline's not going to retrieve that one. Huron gets its 20th point. Now within 5 of closing out game number 1 or game number 2 and knotting this at 1 game apiece. Point for Huron as the volley into the net. Now back out to its 10-point advantage. Attempted block is no good. Another point for Huron. And that serve out of bounds. Point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, side out Eagles.
Melissa Chime will serve for the Eagles. And volley into the net. Point Skyline.
Point Skyline.
Too long, another point for Skyline.
Ball is long, point Skyline.
And that served too long.
Ball was served long, point Huron.
You're on within 2 now of taking game number 2. Violetel serving for Huron. Tip ball, it'll be points for Skyline.
Skyline, side out Eagles. Now serving for Skyline, number 13, Maggie Allen.
Into the net, another point for Huron, and now they have game points at 24-15.
And now serving for Huron, number 9, Kelsey Aronson.
Aronson will serve game point for the River Rats. Bounds, point for Skyline, and they still have life.
Now in for Skyline, number 11, Alexa Persky.
It's a big deficit for the Eagles. Can they make it up? Blocked at the net, but out of bounds. Another point for Skyline. And no communication by the River Rats. Another point for Skyline. Another serve from Crispin. And that one's too far, and Huron takes game number 2, 25-18. So that'll knot it up, one game apiece. Teams will switch sides, and we'll take a quick break right here on City TV Sports.
Frozen yellow iguanas, fine Yugoslavian inventors, feathered Yak Island? If you live in Ann Arbor, those FYI shows might not interest you. What you need is For Your Information, Channel 19's award-winning news and information magazine show about everything Ann Arbor. And FYI's on at 10, 6, and 10, so you'll have plenty of chances to watch.
FYI.
FYI, an insider's look at the people and events that make our city special.
Ward Talk. Ann Arbor City Council members take your phone calls live. It's the third Wednesday of each month, only on Channel 19 City TV.
Huron has to serve to start the third game. Serving for Huron will be number 6.
And we're back for game number 3. Teams are back out on the courts after switching sides once again. Huron will start service. It'll be Alyssa Miller dropping back for the Rats, and we're underway here in game number 3. That spike way too long from Halloran, and Huron draws first blood here in game number 3. That spike too long, point for Skyline.
Ball was out. Going to Skyline, side out, Eagles. Now serving number 7, Caroline Gallagher.
And that's too long. Another point for Skyline. Another point for Huron. Chime tried to make that dig, but couldn't do it. Ball was a little bit far away from her. And serve into the net. Another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, side out Eagles.
It's point for Huron. A net violation of some sort for Skyline. We're tied at 3 once again.
Now serving number 9, Kelsey Aronson.
Another point for Huron. And tip ball, point for Huron. And Aronson's serve garners the ace, and Huron gets another point. And they take a 3-point advantage. And Skyline can't respond. Huron with another point. Aronson will continue to serve for the River Rats. That served just over the net. And that's in. Another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline Saddle Eagles.
Nice volley down the line, just inside the line.
Eagles, number 13, Maggie Halloran.
And Huron comes away with the point. A spike there by Erica Hotchkiss.
Number 7, Maggie Halloran.
Point for Huron. The ball just inside the line. Eagles not able to dig that one away. Another point for Huron. And after Skyline taking game number 1, Huron starting to impose its will on the Eagles. And River Rats with another point. They have the 7-point advantage here in game number 3, 11-4. That spike too wide. Another point for Huron. We're in the Riverdome for Huron Skyline girls volleyball. Currently it's 1 game apiece. Skyline taking game number 1, Huron taking game number 2. And Huron with the big advantage here in game number 3, up 13-4 now. Hope you're enjoying all the action here on City TV Sports. And Skyline will call timeout.
Just want to mention that next Tuesday, when Huron takes on Saline right here in the Riverdome, it's breast cancer awareness. So we encourage you all to come to that game wearing pink in support of breast cancer and awareness.
Eagles will try and regroup and see if they can stem the flow here from the River Rats. They definitely have taken control so far in this match after Huron dropping the first game, but really coming back and winning game number 2, 25-18. And Skyline coming back with a few points late as Huron had a big lead in that game number 2. And now Huron with another big lead here in game 3. And another nice dink for Huron, another point. Now their advantage is up to 10. Austin can't handle the serve, and another point for Huron. That spike from Halloran is inside the line. And a point for Skyline.
For Skyline number 11, Alexa Binsky. Binsky back to serve.
And the spike from Austin is good, and Skyline with another point.
Go, Alexa.
And serve into net, point Huron.
Point Huron, side out River Rats. Now back to serve number 11, Erica Hotchkiss.
Volley too long, point Skyline. They get the serve right back.
Skyline, slide out, Skyline. And now serving number 14, Katie Austin.
An attempted spike in, and then another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
Nice dig by Austin, saving that for Skyline. And the spike is good for Halloran. And another point for Skyline. Out of bounds, point for Skyline. And serve in the net from Austin, and it'll go back to the River Rats. They get the point and the serve.
Sarah Edwards.
Right over the net. That stays on the Skyline side, and it's another point for Huron. And that serve is too long, point for Skyline.
Point Skyline set up.
Skifstat will go back to serve for the Eagles. Tip off of Aronson, another point for Skyline.
Serving for Skyline number 1, Gabby.
Close it down to just a 6-point edge for Huron. An attempted block by Skyline, no good, point for Huron.
Now serving number 6, Alyssa Miller.
Spike into the net. Point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, Saddle Eagles. Now substituting in for the Eagles, number 6, Danielle Sarnes. And serving number 7, Caroline Gallagher.
Sarnes comes into the match for Skyline. That's served by Skipstad just over the net. Another point for Skyline. Way too long for Huron. Another point for Skyline. Just a 4-point edge for the River Rats. And we have a timeout on the floor as the River Rats will take a timeout. Skyline getting on a little bit of a run here. Timeout over. Team's back out on the floor. Gallagher serving for the Eagles. And no one there for Huron. And Skyline with another point. After they were down big, they were down 16-4 early and have really responded. Now it's just a 4-point advantage for the River Rats.
Going Huron, side out River Rats.
Skyline loses the handle. Huron with the 20th point.
Kristen Little. Violet.
And that volley out of bounds. Huron with another point. Violetel's serve into the net.
Point Skyline, Saddle Eagles.
Side out Huron.
And the spike for Halloran.
Point Skyline.
Skyline slowly creeping back into this game. Chime serving. Block of the net. Into the net. Point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
And that right into the net. Another point for Skyline. Now just a 1-point advantage for Huron. Skyline has come all the way back. And now it's tied at 21. Chime with the ace for the Eagles. And Skyline takes the lead, 22-21. Down 16-4 early on in this game, have come all the way back now with a lead. Ball hits the floor. Huron ties it at 22.
Now serving for Huron number 9, Kelsey Aronson.
And in the net, Skyline with the points.
From Skyline, Saddle Eagles. Now serving number 13, Maggie Heller.
And that's too far. Skyline with game point.
Point Skyline.
Timeout for Huron.
Timeout.
Well, early on in this game, number 3, it looked like Skyline was going to be out of it. Being down by 12 points, they've come all the way back, take a 2-point advantage. Now they have game point. The Eagles back onto the court. They're ready to go. They want to try and close out this game number 3. Take a 2-1 advantage in this best-of-3 match.
Go, Huron.
Skyline can't return. Huron with the points.
Now serving for Huron number 7, Maggie Arbor.
Hannaford serving for Huron. Nice save by Aronson for Huron. Violetel with a nice couple of saves. You can just sense both teams really wanting this point. And Huron comes away with it. Hotchkiss with the dink over the net into the ground. And it's tied at 24. Yeah, Violetal can't return. Doing a great job in the back line digging for Huron, but can't return that volley. And Skyline with the point. And once again, Skyline with game point, 25-24. And another point for Huron, and it's tied again at 25. And that attempted spike by Halloran into the net. That's a point by Huron. And now they have game point. Spike by Austin, knots it up at 26. You just really sense both teams knowing that this is the pivotal game in this match, Game 3. And a nice block by Huron, and Skyline can't return, and Huron with the 1-point advantage, 27-26. Edwards serving for Huron. And the spike by Halloran is good, and we're tied again. And the spike by Halloran, good. And Skyline back on top by 1. Gabby Skifstat with the serve for the Eagles. Game point once again. Blocked by Huron. Kept alive by Skyline. And that was tipped to be point for Huron, and we're tied again at 28. Spike by Halloran is good. Skyline with a 1-point advantage again. Another game point for Skyline, and they just coming all the way back, but just can't put away the River Rats. Every time they have game point, Huron gets the point to knot it up. Too many hits for Skyline, and we're tied again at 29.
Serving for Huron, number 10, Kristen Little.
We're not going to get that one. Another game point for Skyline. 30-29. Marathon game 3 here. Dinked over the net by Miller for Huron, and we're tied again at 30. Into the net, and another point for Skyline. Back and forth we go.
Back to serve number 13, Maggie Halloran.
And that does it as Skyline, or Huron rather, can't return Skyline, and Skyline finally takes game number 3, 32-30. Teams will switch sides. We're going to take a quick break. Skyline taking game number 3. They lead 2-1 here on City TV Sports.
PEG TV. Public, education, and government television programs reflect the specific interests and diversity of local communities. You've probably watched it without really knowing what it is or how it benefits you directly. Each community has its own personality, its own style, its own priorities, its own obstacles and needs. And one thing each community has in common is not just the need for its own voice, but access to the means to express it. PEG TV provides that. PEG TV channels are non-commercial and combined nationally deliver more original, locally made shows than all commercial television stations combined. PEG TV delivers entertaining, informational programs for everyone: seniors, youth, parents, educators, consumers, and in some areas delivers multilingual programming for ethnic communities. PEG TV also provides vital election coverage, public safety, and emergency information specific to where you live. Standard programming often includes council and commission meetings, public service announcements, and informational bulletin boards. Special interest programming often includes local festivals, parades, concerts, talk shows, magazine-style shows, and other programs unique to your village, your township, your city, and your neighborhood, which are often overlooked by commercial media programming. In many communities, PEG TV provides the only coverage of local government. Without PEG, it can be difficult for citizens to stay informed about local government issues and events. Your community has a voice, and that voice is speaking to your subdivision, your streets, your senior citizens, your property, and your family's safety, and it's speaking to you. Please learn more about this valuable resource. Tune in to your local PEG channels, then give the following websites a visit. Remember, we are your voice. PEG TV, public education and government television. Your voice, your community, your PEG.
And we're back on City TV Sports for the beginning of game number 4. Game number 3, a marathon match between these two teams. Huron with the big 16-4 edge early, but Skyline coming all the way back and extending the match. They finally take game number 3, 32-30. And we're underway for game number 4.
Hurons, timeout River Rats.
And Huron takes the first point.
Now back to serve for the River Rats. Number 6, Alyssa Miller.
They have a net violation, and it's a point for Skyline.
There was the net. Point to Skyline, South, Eagles.
That's wide. It'll be point for Skyline.
Ball was wide, point, Skyline.
Gallagher almost touched that. Realized it was going wide and yanked her hands back just in time. That's just inside the line. Another point for Skyline. They take the 3-1 advantage. And a good shot by Hannaford. And that'll be point for Huron. Violetel with the jump serve for the River Rats. And a spike by Gallagher, and it's tipped, but Huron can't return. Another point for Skyline. Halloran will serve. And that is long. Another point for Skyline.
Ball is long. Point Skyline.
Into the net. Too many hits. Another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
And that ball tipped. Another point for Skyline. Skyline taking the early edge in this game after Huron taking the big early edge in game number 3. Too many hits for Skyline. Point Huron.
Point Huron, side of Rats. Now serving number 9, Kelsey Aronson.
And the spike by Hotchkiss. Point for Huron. Skyline can't return. It's out of bounds. Point for Huron. Aronson serving. And she gets the ace. And Huron pulls to within 1, 7-6. Serve is on the line. Another ace for Aronson, and we're tied at 7. And that spike off the hands of Aronson. Skyline with the point.
Now for Skyline number 11, Alexa Pinsky. Pinsky to serve.
That's too long. Another point for Skyline.
Point Skyline.
Alexa Pinsky with the serve for Skyline. The ball is tipped. No, they say a point for Huron, out of bounds.
Now serving number 7, Maggie Hannaford.
Skyline hand will return. Point for Huron, and we're tied at 9. Volley into the net. Another point for Huron, and they take the lead. Spike too much to handle for Skyline, and Huron gets the point. And it's spiked from Halloran, too much. And a point for Skyline.
Point Skyline, Silent Eagles. Now back to serve number 14, Katie Austin.
Austin serving for Skyline. And a nice play by Alyssa Miller for Huron. Over the back flip over the net. And Skyline was not ready for it. And Huron gets the point and the serve.
Now in the game, the Rats, number 10, Kristen Violatel.
Hotchkiss with the ace. You're on up 3. That's too far. Another point for Huron. And the referees are going to confer once again.
Point to Huron.
The coach for Skyline, Petoskey, wanted the referees to confer on that last point. Looking for a tip ball, perhaps. Skyline can't return once again, and they're up here on up 5. 15-10 now. And that's wide. Point for Skyline.
Ball is out. Point Skyline, Silent Eagles.
Skiff's hat can't dig that one out. And another point for Huron. Violatel with the spike. That serve from Edwards way long. Skyline gets the point and the service back.
Now serving number 7, Caroline Gallagher.
Just like that, Huron gets a serve back.
Number 6, Alyssa Miller.
And the points. They lead by 5 once again. And an easy kill there for Jacquerie. And a timeout by Skyline. Skyline's got their instructions, and so do Huron. We'll to see if that timeout can be as effective as the earlier ones for Skyline have been. They've been down a couple of times, taking a timeout, have come right back into the game. And another point for Huron. Really good serve by Miller that time as the ball was low over the net. That Skyline couldn't dig it out. Nice kill there by Halloran. Point for Skyline. Attempted dig by Gallagher. Off her hands and out of bounds, and right back to Huron.
Kristen Vanatel.
Yeah, another ace by Violetel this time for Huron, and they lead 21-13 now. Skipstead having a hard time digging from the back line for Skyline. Another point for Huron. And this time Skipstead just ducks and the ball goes out of bounds. Then Skyline will get the point.
Back to service, Skyline 13, Maggie Halloran.
And tip ball, and a point for Skyline. Austin with the kill. That ball is inbounds on the line. Point for Huron.
Now serving number 9, Kelsey Aronson.
And that one into the net. Another point for Skyline.
Side Eagles. Now in for Skyline number 11, Alexa Pinsky. Pinsky to serve.
Well, Pinsky comes back in the game for Skyline to serve. And Edwards trying to get it right over the net. A little too cute into the net. Another point for Skyline. And the kill there from Hotchkiss. And Huron has game point. Hannaford serving. And that'll do it. As Hannaford gets the ace, and Huron takes game number 4, 25-17. And we are now in a one-game race as it's 2-2. Skyline and Huron. We're going to take a quick break and be back on City TV Sports.
Hi, I'm Jim Blow, host of Conversations. Twice a month, I have the opportunity to interview the people in Ann Arbor you care to see and hear from. City council members, the mayor, members of the school board, all the way to members of Congress. I've had the pleasure over the past 18 years to bring these people to you. I invite you to join me and the rest of Ann Arbor in Conversations here on City TV Channel 19.
Hi, I'm Dana Denha, and tune into City TV to find out what's happening in our community.
And we're back for the 5th and deciding game of this match. We're knotted up 2 games apiece. Skyline took the first game 25-19. Huron came right back, took game number 2, 25-18. Game 3 was a marathon match. Skyline came in with that one 32-30. And Huron took game number 4, 25-17. Oh, Alyssa Miller will serve for Huron to start the game 5. And we're underway. And Skyline gets the first point in game number 5. Skyline can't return, and Huron gets the point.
Now serving for the Reds, number 10, Kristen Violatel.
Violatel serve into the net. Point Skyline.
Point Skyline, Side Eagles.
Chime will head back beyond the back line to serve for the Eagles. And she scores the ace. Skyline up 3-1. Volley too far. Skyline with another point. Huron will take a quick timeout.
Well, we have a score from Tiger Stadium here, or a non-score. Right now it's in the second inning, and there's no score, 0-0.
Service into the net. Point for Huron.
Side out, Riverettes.
And Halloran with the quick kill, and Skyline with the service back. They get their 3-point advantage once again. Nice play by Huron, and they take the points. Huron could have had an easy point on the serve, as the serve would have sailed out of bounds, but it was saved. And that extended the point. Well, Huron still came away with it. And another point for Huron. It's a 1-point advantage for the Eagles. Miscommunication by the Eagles. Austin at the last second tried to dig that one out, but couldn't do it. And we're knotted at 5. Hannaford's serve into the net. Point Skyline. And Pinsky will serve for the Eagles.
Number 11, Alexa Pinsky.
Great dig by Violatel there for Huron. Save that point. And Austin puts it over the net and into the floor, and another point for Skyline. And a volley long, another point for Skyline. Alexa Pinsky still with the serve for Skyline. Chime volley into the net, point Huron.
Now serving for Huron, number 11, Erica Hotchkiss.
And nice play there from Gallagher. And Skyline with the serve right back. An attempted block by Skyline for naught as it drops to the floor. Huron gets the point. Ball off the hand of Austin. Point for Huron. The Riverettes close the gap to 1. And Edwards with the poor serve into the net. Another point for Skyline. Net violation by Skyline. Oh, the point will go to Huron. That's out of bounds. Another point for Huron, and that'll tie it up at 10. And that serve tipped at the net. Skyline can't respond, and Huron takes the lead. Another timeout.
Make sure you join us right here at the Riverdome next Tuesday when Huron takes on Southeastern Conference foe Saline. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night, so please come wearing pink. And again, help support the cause. As you know, Huron's athletic department, including Donnie Davis and Susan Zaski, helped raise over $3,000 last year in the Relay for Life. So again, they did a fantastic job. So again, we hope that you come out wearing pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Evening.
And a kill for Halloran. For Skyline, and we're knotted at 11.
Eagles. Now in for Skyline number 6, Danielle Sarnes. And serving number 7, Caroline Gallagher.
Well, block at the net as the ball traveled down the net. Landed on the Huron side. It's saved, and then a kill for Skyline. And that one into the net for Huron, so another point for Skyline. And timeout this time for Huron. Skyline quickly back on the floor. That's long. Another point for Skyline. They lead 14-11. Nice kill for Huron. They get the point and the serve back.
And now back to serve for Huron number 10, Kristen Violatel.
dink by Hotchkiss, and another point for Huron. And Skyline's lead cut to 1, 14-13. That's long. And we're tied at 14. And the kill by Hotchkiss, and Huron takes the lead, 15-14. And timeout by Skyline.
Well, we have some updated news from from Detroit against New York. Unfortunately, Derek Jeter just doubled in 2 runs, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, timeout over. Huron serving. Another kill for Hotchkiss. And that's going to do it. Huron comes away with the 16-14 victory in Game 5, and they take the match 3-2. So again, Skyline took the first game 25-19, and Huron came back, took the second game 25-18. Skyline came up with the Game 3 victory 32-30, and then Huron came back and took Games 4 and 5, 25-17 and 16-14. And I'd like to thank all the people responsible for this production. Our director, Greg McDonald, audio and replay by Rob Cross, computer graphics by Robert Hughes, and the camera guys, Tim Nagai and Nick McCauley. This is Pete Poyer once again. Huron takes the match 3-2 here on City TV Sports.
Huron takes on rival Saline in breast cancer awareness night.